Hey crypto gang, welcome to another video tutorial with Nanicrypto. Today we are going to look at the famous question which everybody's been asking about Bitcoin, and that is, have we found the bottom? So we are going to talk a little bit about Bitcoin, but there's a few things that I want to go over as far as finding the bottom on a lot of these alts. I know a lot of people are saying that we have reached the bottom and maybe it's time for it to turn around. I think Bitcoin is very unpredictable, so I'm not going to try and predict that. However, I think if we use a couple of tips and tricks on what to look for in either an altcoin or Bitcoin, then that can help us to determine whether it's turning around or not. Definitely invite you guys to hang around today. We've got a great video coming up today, and right towards if you stick around, you'll be able to find out what kind of coins have reached an all-time low or have reached the bottom, and they're definitely looking pretty good as far as setups are concerned. So if we can see Bitcoin turn around, some of these coins might be some of the few that start taking off soon. Okay, so just checking out the market today, Bitcoin's sitting at around 6,700. 6,700. For everybody who's new to the channel, remember we're on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. I invite you to subscribe to the channel. If you enjoy this content, please remember to give it a thumbs up. Turn on the post notification bell so that you can get a notification when we post a video. Please remember to share the content so that other people can learn how to do trading and use our tips and tricks for them to make successful profits as well. And also, guys, very important, please remember to leave any comments below regarding any feedback on this video or anything that you guys want me to have a talk about, anything that we haven't already covered in our tutorial videos. We are here to help you out, and the idea is to help everyone who's either new in the market or whether you've been around for a while and there's something that you're just trying to get your head around. So please remember to leave those details in the comments. Great, so we're going to jump straight into it. We have our great trading website. It's called www.tradingview.com. Here is where we view all of our charts. As we can see, this is Bitcoin on a weekly. And it's a very specific reason why I decided to show Bitcoin on a weekly, and that's because with the topic that we're going to use today, there's a couple of things that we need to look at. So one of the very important things I want to know straight off the bat is I think you need to have a crystal ball to determine exactly where the bottoms are. Like, they're very hard to predict. And, there are some great people out there, people like, Node Investor, Actual Advice, BK Crypto Trader, a lot of people out there who are very good at it. But for all the people who are starting new to crypto, one of the advices that I'm going to give you straight off the bat is be careful with trying to find these bottoms, because a lot of the times you find bottoms and just when you thought the bottom was in, then you buy in and it continues to go down. I think one of the really good examples that we know and love, our first, I guess, advice for trying to figure out where the bottoms are, just because it's fallen 60% doesn't mean it will bounce back. Now, right now, if we look at Bitcoin on a weekly, we can see just by using this ruler over here that Bitcoin's currently gone down 66%. Now, if I look at an all-time low just from where it peaked, just going to try and do that again so we can be more accurate. We have got a 70% all-time low. Okay, so yes, that is a huge correction in the market. We've obviously been in a bear market for most of 2018 with Bitcoin coming down. But as you can see from the chart, or Bitcoin could potentially, like this goes all the way back to, $760 back in November 2016. Now, are we going to see those kind of price range again? I personally do not believe we will. And right now, I, like most people in the market, are thinking, okay, just by using our horizontal ray now. So I've got a few other lines in there. So I'm just going to get rid of that one that I just drew. We've seen the market come down, and potentially this could be the bottom of Bitcoin. So we can see it here. Sorry, it's done it again. I'm just going to go ahead and hide these other lines so we don't get confused. Another one there. So, back in February 2018, we thought the bottom was 5,996. Then it went down to 5,720. So that up till now has been the bottom. But you have to remember that even though it's done a 60-70% retrace, that doesn't necessarily mean it's done. Now, I personally believe Bitcoin will turn around, and we are going to be seeing some great profits, both in Bitcoin and the alt market. But for now, trying to figure out where that bottom is probably really, really tricky. Now, really important, don't try to catch a falling knife. In real life, if you try and catch a falling knife, you can get hurt pretty badly. I'm just going to show you a chart that I was looking at earlier on. Just going to jump quickly over to the 4-hour. For those of you who are new to the channel, if you're wondering what all these lines are, we are using the Brandon Kelly Boss method. I've got some videos on how to use this method. We're using 3 moving averages, the 7, the 77, and the 231. And then down here, I've just got my MACD and my RSI set up to try and determine where we are at. So I'm just going to move to a daily. Oh, sorry, it wasn't ETC, it was EMC. This chart didn't look anything like what I thought. So EMC is a coin currently on Bittrex. Yeah, it's currently on Bittrex. So just going to try and move that a bit. So this is what I mean by don't try and catch a falling knife. So the first rule that we said is, even if it does a 60% retrace, it doesn't mean it's done. Pretty close to a 60% retrace. We can see a 58% retrace. Then we had a couple of what we will look in a second, dead cat bounces, where it's trying to bounce, but obviously it doesn't get near this last peak. So what we can actually see is even though it tried, and yes, making a 50, so even if you figured out exactly where that turnaround was and you bought in, making a 60% profit is great. However, if you haven't bought in expecting that instead of it doing what it's currently done, that it would have done something along this line, break up, break down, flat line, and then go back up again, then you'll see right here, it broke up above the 231, and then it just completely broke. So even though we had a pretty strong, I guess you could say we had a kind of support there, that support hit once, hit twice, hit 3 times. So in the great scheme of things, having a line hit 3 times, we could say it could have been positive, and we had a really huge spike here. I haven't actually seen that. Can't even get to it. Wow. I can't. There it is. We had a 384% spike on any one given day. And if you had bought in, and you made some profits, and that's great. However, if you're holding this coin in the long term, hoping that you'll get break up, break down, flat line, what comes next? Break up. Then you'll see this is one of those because it started going down, and maybe you were holding it, hoping it would turn around. It would get back up to that 682, 683 mark. Then you would have seen it broke down. And then once it actually broke down past that resistance, sorry, that support, it just kept going down. And it's currently down another 50%. So, like I said, some of these coins, even though they can look like this, making up the perfect setup, then you've got to keep in mind that once they are on the downtrend, like where, especially in these cases where you can see them like kind of halfway through, like for those people using the Fibonacci, if I were to do a Fib retrace, just quickly here from probably around there, that's pretty much on the ball, hit 2.72. I mean, it's crazy because it was hitting, look at that. So it hit the 0.786 on retrace, which is actually a pretty good retrace point, and tried it a few times, but then it just broke, and now it's trying to kind of do some accumulation around 0.236. So that's something definitely to keep in mind when we are looking at those coins that are falling, and again trying to catch that falling knife, hoping that it's going to turn around, because an indicator told you it wouldn't. The other really important thing is, remember that when you're trying to figure out if a coin is turning or if it's ready to turn around, you should be looking at different time frames. For example, I look at the daily, probably go down then to the 12-hour. Sometimes I look at the 6-hour and the 4-hour. And then if I really want to go down, I make sure that my indicators are all positive on all the time frames before I jump in. Because even though on the 1 hour or the 4-hour, it could say, yes, we've had a slight turnaround, or you might have an entry signal, on the daily, it's still on a downtrend. And if we look at this 231 as well, we can also, the fact that this 231 is on the downtrend, we've got the 77 on a down and the 7 on a down, then obviously we can see that this chart may be getting ready for some accumulation. But again, if I even look back, so I'm just going to get rid of those lines that we've drawn. If I go all the way back, yes, it kind of aligns with this area here of a potential place it could turn around. But just keep in mind that if it does keep going down, and that pressure from these downturned moving averages is going to hit in, we've got another potential 60% to go down. So again, this is a very good example of don't catch the falling knife. Another really important thing, be aware of the dead cat bounce. Wait for the uptrend confirmation. Okay, I'm going to look at another coin for this one. Now, Litecoin is a coin I really like. I've been waiting to try and catch this one for a while because I want to get back in again. However, it just doesn't want to play nicely. So I know that over the last couple of weeks we've had, obviously Bitcoin making a significant, I guess, impact on our coins. But this is what I mean by a dead cat bounce. So if you look at, just trying to bring this in a little so that we can see where we're at. Like, it's actually tried a few times. It's actually hard to find where it started going down because it's been going down for so long. So yeah, that's what I want to show. So just around here, so this was back in April this year. So we had these, so this is the 4-hour chart we're looking at. The reason I'm using the 4-hour chart is because most people will use, if you're using the boss method, you use the 343, but we've also got a lot of followers who use the free Tradingview account. So I just want to make sure that we cater for them as well. So Litecoin broke down back in March this year, and we obviously had a decrease in volume, and obviously at the time there was a lot of other indicators that showed us it was going to go down. But then what might have happened is, so let's just say you've gone by the boss method, and let's just say you've jumped out here. Wait, sorry. No, you would have jumped out here just after that second spike. So you've jumped over here because the boss method tells you blue above white, it's time to say goodnight, so it's time to sell. And then you kind of saw it go up. Okay, so you didn't buy it, so you waited for the call signal, you bought it here. We had a 6%, which is nothing, goes back down again. Then we've had, from that second little spike, so it didn't actually cross over, but we had another 6%. Then it broke again, and it kept going down and down. So as you can see, along the way, it's been doing these dead cat bounces, where it keeps trying to bounce above the line and obviously turn around. Now, one of the really important things you've got to remember with this is, if you're looking at the boss method, then you're obviously looking at the 7. I'm just going to turn off the candles for a second. So you're looking at the 7, at the 77, and the 231. So right now, we can see on this chart that once it broke here, our white was going down, our 77 was going down, and our 231 was going down. Then we kind of had a bit of, a bit of a flat line kind of across here. Did another dead cat bounce again, as you can see, same as we had over here, a double dead cat bounce, or a double top, as we would call it. Broke again, tried one last time, and as you can see, we still have the negative impact of the 231. Tried again, made another 8% bounce, and then once we did that, so we're now in about mid-May. I'm just going to squeeze all this together so I can show you. That's it. After mid-May, we broke down because, wow, another 50%, 48%. Now, keep in mind that this is, these are like, you don't see, there isn't a significant amount of volume. Some people would have seen this and kind of thought, okay, maybe the accumulation is going all the way over here. So, break up, break down, flat line. It could have gone up, but once it broke that 231 and that 77, it did not stop. Tried to do it again here, another flat line, could have gone up, didn't, and it's just had a whole bunch of dead cat bounces. So it's very important to keep in mind that when you are looking at those charts, don't fall in love with one coin. If everyone's has their indicators, their I don't know, the way they do their analysis. Some people use MACD and RSI, other people use the Bollinger Bands, other people use the Ichimoku Cloud. I like to use it sometimes to confirm. Some people look at the moving averages and say if it's above the 10-day moving average, then it's good. If it's below, they sell. Like, everybody uses different indicators. But whatever indicators you decide to use, just remember, stick by them, by the Bible. Make sure that once you've decided to enter a trade, as I've mentioned right here, always remember to do your own research, have a plan. So when you're going to go into your plan has to include, where am I going to enter? How much stop loss am I going to set? And where am I going to exit? And each and every coin is different. Now, for you, they may be percentages. So you may say, I'm going to go in at 5%. Sorry, I'm going to go in, and once I've made 5%, I would sell. Or if it goes anywhere under 2%, I'll sell. Like, the stop loss would be 2%. And that's up to you. I would like to say that things are clear cut no matter what. Right now, as we know, Bitcoin is doing some kind of crazy, I don't know, that peak a couple of days made it a bit of FUD at the moment for those who are new. So it's a bit of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. So we don't know what's going to happen. However, I think these are times when we need to use them to learn how to read the charts, use all these tips and tricks on how to see the bottoms in different coins. So as promised at the beginning of our video, we're going to go ahead and look at a few coins that I believe have reached a significant bottom. Now, please remember, this is not for, day trades. You could make profits in a day trade or making swing trades, but these are more like long-term profits. The reason being is, and I'll show once we start going through those charts, you'll see that some of those coins can go up 1%, then go up down 3%, then up 10%. Like these will, because of the way they're set up, they are going kind of sideways, and they are getting ready for the market, I guess, for that, because doing that accumulation phase and getting for the next phase, and they're going to be ready to spike very soon. Okay, without further ado, let's have a look at a few of those coins. So number one, and these are no particular order, these are just coins that I'm looking at. So right now, if you're following the boss method, this wouldn't be a buy because currently it's under. However, if I zoom all the way out on this coin, this is why I like it. So back in, obviously when this coin came out on Binance, we had, huge momentum and all the way up. But as soon as it broke, it went all the way down and it kept going down. So we have had, so this was back in mid-August, we did have a significant turnaround. Anyone who jumped in then and saw that that was bottom did a 126%. Very nice. Then it had another retrace, didn't go all the way down the bottom and stopped around here. And we've had, and if we go from, I guess, bottom to top, that was another 30%. So you can make profits from these coins, but I kind of look at them more at the long term. And I believe Sky has found its bottom, and I believe it's going to get ready to turn around. Is it ready right now? I don't think so. But I definitely think this is going to be one, even if we don't look at the profits of where it started at, but even if we just go back to kind of this accumulation phase over here, we're looking at about 70%. So that is a pretty good coin for me at the moment. Just a disclaimer, this isn't financial advice telling you to buy or sell. This is just the things that I'm seeing in the different coins. And also, I do own some of these coins. Some of them I'm waiting for a better entry on the boss method, which is the 4-hour. Others I'm already in. So just FYI. ICX is being spoken about left, right, and center in the market at the moment. It's crazy. Like if I look at that chart, the reason I really like this chart, so if you saw Sky kind of had, and I'll just jump back to it quickly. Sky kind of had this, see how Sky started here at 5960, went all the way down, kept going down. So we are thinking it's reached the bottom more because it's kind of going sideways than the fact that we've got previous history. However, if I go to ICX, this is why I like ICX. If I grab that bar and take it all the way back to, and here I'm just going to use so if I've gone all the way back there, I'm just using where that last candle, the body of that last candle closed. And then I'm going to go back to where we are now. Okay, let me see what I'm doing. Thank you. And this is why I'm liking it. Has it done a couple bounces? Yes, it has. So it bounced back again mid-August, created a few bounces. So 78% there back in mid-August. Went back down again, and now it's kind of going sideways and it's starting to go back up again. So again, these are long-term trades. But if we get anywhere near, even if we went anywhere near where that bottom was, 144%. Where that one was, 350, and we don't even want to go, well, we do want to go there. Well, what if 773? Okay, so the potential is there. Like I said, even if we get to where we have gone before, we're looking at 100, 200% trade. So again, more of a longer term chart. I've posted this one on the Twitter account. Again, it looks very similar to Sky. The fact that this is getting really, really tight is telling me it's getting ready. It seems to be avoiding the 77, so I'm hoping that's going to turn around soon. But yeah, this is definitely one that I think will do some great things in the future. So for now, I am just in and watching it. Next one. And keep in mind that we're watching all of these on the hourly chart because we want to see the long-term trend as opposed to a quick trend. Ncash is another one, looks very similar to Sky and NPXS. As we can see, also had a spike. Let me guess, August? Mid-August again. Mid-August, 77%. It came back down again, and again, it's trying to go sideways. So we obviously want to see that break through the 77 and turn around. But again, I think these are longer term trades, so hopefully that will happen soon. We have ADX. Now, ADX has had a bit of movement. Here we can see, so similar to what we were talking before. I'm just going to try it. It's not going to let me move it over. So if I go from where it, I've got to do it over here because it's not going to be where it went to 67% retrace, tried to break out, had a huge profit on these couple of days, 180%, and then broke. So if you were in it here and you bought it and you made the profits, excellent. If not, I think it's definitely getting ready. The good thing about this one is that this one, if I move it over a little bit more, I can actually see that the ADX has crossed, the 7 has crossed the 77. So if I bring that back on a 4-hour chart, we've been having some really nice sideways movement. I've kind of set up that resistance there and it's gone over, goes down, goes over. So I'm hoping that it will continue to rise. We'll wait and see. What else do we have on our list? We've got KNC, another longer term. Now this did a really nice, no it didn't. This is more like a, kind of a double top. Yeah, kind of, because it did go up to there. However, it did reach that line before. It continued to break it, and right now it's tried a couple times, and it's on its way to back up. Again, we would like to see this 7 across this 77, and if we break down the chart to the 4-hour chart, then we can see that it's already trying to break out. Keep in mind that this 231 is still on a kind of downtrend. It is trying to do a bit of a tail off there, but it's great to see this 77. That's not a straight line. That was terrible. I'm trying to draw the line, but it's not working. It's basically going like that, which is a straight line. And our 77 is broken out of the 231. Our 77 is broken out of the 231, and our 231 is dovetailing. So definitely has some real potential on the 231. If we go back to the daily, where we definitely have some potentially really nice profits to be made on KNC. Now, the other thing you've got to keep in mind with a couple of coins that have already started the turnaround. So if I just look at BLZ, again, it seems to be, it's. I heard someone say today that this might be like a triple bottom, because we've had 1, 2, 3. Now it's actually starting to turn around. However, this resistance that we've got here, it's been playing up. It's been holding it back. Wow, tried to break it through. It broke it through early September, came back down. So I would like to see it go through that. If we bring that down to the 4-hour, you can see it's gone in there again and it's gone back down again. So hopefully we'll go through. I'm not currently in this one. I'm still waiting for that to break that resistance. Now these are a couple of other coins that The reason I wanted to show this is because if we go back to the bigger scale, then the actual bottom, as far as this coin for now is concerned, has been breached hopefully, and it's turning around. So it's currently done 107% in about a month since it did the turnaround. So if you had been watching that coin, that would have been a nice time to kind of grab in and start it on its uptrend. So that one's already turning around. And another one that is also turning around is NAV. NAV coin also did, if we go back again, this one's kind of been downstepping, which I don't like. However, if I look at it around here, so back in August, again mid-August, and then mid-September, so about a month, and then we had a huge rise. It tried to break out. Obviously, it's still got a lot of downward momentum from the 231. However, as you can see, these are now starting to slowly break out. So hopefully, if we go back down to the 4-hour, again, it's reached that line again. It's on the way back down again. So hopefully that will hold. Shouldn't go too far down after the 231, and it should turn around. So as you can see, guys, there are some really good opportunities out there. It just depends on how you want to trade. It definitely depends on what you're looking at, and it definitely depends on how you're looking at the market, what kind of trader you are. But again, always remember that no matter what you do, what trades you're making, please remember to do your own research. Guys, thank you so much for watching today. Going to leave you today with another quote. And just remember, if you can't take a small loss, sooner or later, you will take the mother of all losses. So please, no matter what your trades are, make sure that you are taking profits if you're on the way up, and make sure that you are not letting your profits or your losses run. So if you are going down, that you are either setting up a mental stop loss, or let's just say you've bought something, you've set up your horizontal array and you know where it's going to go down. Always remember that. Thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, pleasure to have you guys on board. Hope this helps. Please remember to give it a thumbs up if you appreciate the content, and don't forget to leave your comments below. Look forward for another trading, guys. Hope this helps. Happy trading, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.